What's up, everybody? This is Trey Biddy with hogsports.com, coming to you after Arkansas's much-needed 52-35 win over the BYU Cougars in a game that really Arkansas had to win. You don't say many non-conference games are must-wins, but this was about as must-win as you can get. Arkansas isn't in the thick of the SEC race or any of that stuff. It's about not just getting to a bowl game, but getting to a better bowl game with each win, and also bringing this team back together from where they've been. And really, since that negative play that they had against Texas A&M, the dive at the goal line, I kind of felt like the play that KJ Jefferson had, where he's scrambling, eluding all those defenders, breaking one tackle after another, finding Trey Knox. Trey Knox cuts across the field for a huge gain. I mean, I felt like that was not just a momentum swinging game for this game, but maybe moving forward, maybe feeling a little bit like things are back on your side a little bit. So speaking of KJ Jefferson, what a man. And I'll get to him in just a second, but you know, me personally looking at this game, going into it, I just felt like from a personnel standpoint, Arkansas had simply way better players than BYU. That's nothing against BYU. I just look at, recruiting rankings and things, just the nature of the business that I'm in, and scholarship offers and stuff like that. And Arkansas was just way better. I felt like if Arkansas lost this game, it would be because coaching decisions, lack of motivation, some of the stuff that we saw at Mississippi State that I didn't like a lack of fire on defense and stuff, those types of things, just turnovers, penalties, all those terrible special teams plays, those were going to be the reasons Arkansas lost this game, but they took care of business overall. There were a few things, we'll get to that, but now I got to get to KJ Jefferson. 29 of 40 passing, 367 yards, 5 touchdowns. Everybody's like, just run the ball. But, I mean, hell, when you're having that much success, it's hard not to throw. I just felt like they were doing just about anything they wanted to. 8 straight drives with a score. Probably should have been 9 there where KJ got hurt at the end. I think everybody was just like, of course they win 52-35, and you lose your quarterback going into the bye week for this last stretch, because it looked pretty bad, but thankfully it's just a stinger. It's not bad. He's in good spirits. You saw him coming out, he was putting a contact in and all that stuff, so KJ's going to be fine. But a great game by him, and again, not just run the ball, but the things that he did in the pocket, like eluding all those defenders. That was a huge play for them, and won a lot of different areas. Arkansas had 1 punt tonight, it was 62 yards. Good job, Reed Bauer, 62-yard punt, and that was in the first quarter. Had 60 yards in penalties, 45 on Dwight McGlothern alone. I didn't think all of those pass interference calls were warranted, to be honest. I just didn't. But still, 60 yards in penalties, 7 penalties, I think, for 98 yards or something like that for the game. So too many overall, especially the 15-yard variety. Those are always disappointing to see. But, Rocket Sanders put the ball on the turf. First drive, they had a turnover. The coaches weren't very happy with that, didn't play him much. I think it kind of maybe even worked to their advantage a little bit, because you had him really fresh there for the second half. 15 carries, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. Had that beautiful 64-yard run that, that was just him outrunning everybody. The offensive line blockers made that run happen. That was just, I thought that was really beautifully executed. And a lot of plays like that. Matt Landers. What's up, Matt Landers? 8 catches, 99 yards. Didn't get 100. 3 touchdowns, though. Pretty nice day for Matt Landers. And it wasn't just Matt Landers and Rocket Sanders and, Trey Knox. It was Rashad Dubinion did a lot of things running the ball and catching the ball. A.J. Green had a nice afternoon running the ball. Several receivers, Jaden Hazelwood, I think there were several receivers that had over 40 yards receiving. So Ketron Jackson also, you got to mention Ketron Jackson. So 644 yards of offense total, 277 rushing yards. You'll take that. Now the defense was a little shaky. You started feeling like, man, they're just going to have to make a mistake, and Arkansas is just going to have to pounce on the ball. And they started to. They started to make the mistakes. They had that fumble on that 4th and 1 play on their own 34. There's something that really swung the momentum. I didn't know about that call. I get you feel like you got to score a lot of points and stuff, but you're backed up on your own end there, and that's a pretty big call, and a lot of things can go wrong. So anyway, but Arkansas capitalized. They made them pay for it. That's what you do. You make them pay. Threw that interception to Hudson Clark. Hudson Clark with 11 tackles, interception, fumble recovery. Dwight McGlothern stripped that fumble. That was a big play in the game also. Arkansas's 10-minute drive, 10-minute, 2-second drive to end the game, to finish it. Whew. not even giving the ball. You look at the box score, you're like, they only had 54 yards in the fourth quarter. That's pretty good. Well, it's probably because Arkansas had a 10-minute, 2-second drive. That's how you get things done. That's how you take care of teams that you should take care of. And again, BYU, I think the atmosphere, the things they got going on there, good program. Just personnel-wise, I'm just being honest, they're just not on the same level as Arkansas is or most SEC teams are. But they've got a good system, they've got a good quarterback, and they've got some things that they can do to win the game. A lot of talk about the altitude and all that kind of stuff and the home environment and stuff. So anyway, defense, it did feel like it was going to be like a long day, just trading punches, who has the ball left. But Arkansas's defense slowly got better and better. Second half, they gave up, 198 yards still, but they started making some plays at least, here and there. And, it looked pretty sketchy for a while. Like BYU just needed to throw the ball and Arkansas just needed to run the ball, and it was going to come down to who had the ball last. But that's not what happened. Arkansas's defense actually stood tall and made some big plays. And now they've got some work to do. Secondary guys, I don't know. They obviously are really banged up. They locked Malik Chavis pretty early in the game. Got dinged in the head. I mean, that seems to be happening a lot. But, you didn't have Miles Slusher. You didn't have Jaden Johnson. You didn't have Kari Johnson. You had, Keywan Parker, who I don't know if he's really played a whole lot. He played. Trent Gordon was lined out at cornerback. There were some really bad plays in the secondary. I'm not going to call anybody out. I don't like to call players out, but they got some guys that just aren't very good. And on top of that, they've got a lot of injuries. Now, they can get healthy. They got a bye week. Get some guys straightened out, get some guys healthier. I'm sure there's a lot of guys banged up. I know Bumper Pool isn't healthy totally. A lot of guys in the secondary. And I feel like they think that everybody's not lost for the season. They're going to get back. So that's going to be big. And you got a little bit of momentum, This game wasn't just big for getting a win and stopping some of the toxicity that's going around. I mean, I saw people in the first quarter saying this team has quit. No, they hadn't quit. I've seen quit. I have seen quit, and you have too. And that's not quit. They've got some deficiencies, okay? Every single one of these games that are left on this schedule, Arkansas can win. They can beat Auburn. They can beat Liberty. They can beat Ole Miss at home. I don't know if I would like that game on the road, but they can beat Ole Miss at home. They can beat LSU at home. Beat Missouri and Columbia. They can do all that. And if they do, that's more wins than the regular season they had last year. Now, I'm not sitting here ready to predict that. This team's got a long way to go, a lot of things to figure out, but I think it's amazing how much better a play caller that Kendall Browse is, especially like even down at the goal line with a guy like KJ Jefferson in the game, isn't it? It makes a big difference. I mean, 644 yards of offense. The defense, I just think there's some things that they're just not going to get fixed this season. They're just going to have some deficiencies in the secondary. There'll be a lot better defense with one guy, with getting Miles Slusher alone, getting him back will be huge for this defense. But getting some guys healthy, getting them back, it's always obviously going to improve them. But they're just not great in the secondary. So we're just going to have to live with that. But overall, good effort. This is a game that they could have absolutely gone to. A lot of people picked Arkansas to lose this game in the preseason just because of where it falls on the schedule. It doesn't fall on a good place. They got to go on the road, the altitude, all those things. All giving people, giving Arkansas. I actually picked them to win this game preseason and before the game. I didn't think it would be a 52-35, essentially a blowout, but did some things that they needed to do in the second half, so that was really good to see by Arkansas. Glad I don't have to listen to a lot of firing talk. They've had some unfortunate things happen this season. We got a car coming. With that, I'm going to wrap it up. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. This has been Trey Biddy with hogsports.com. Arkansas 52, BYU 35. I don't think there's anything else I really felt the need to talk about that I might have glossed over. Did I gloss over something? Yeah, I feel good about it. All right, everybody. Red-white game on Sunday. Come check out hogsports.com. There's no streaming or anything for that, but we'll have a ton of coverage on it, obviously. It's about to be Curtis Wilkerson's time to shine. Razorback basketball coverage. So go to hogsports.com, HAWGsports.com, check out our coverage. Certainly appreciate everybody supporting, watching the walk and talk, of course. All right, everybody, this has been Trey Biddy with Hog Sports. We'll catch you next time.